good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Bull City Hangouts 1210. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter, that's Durham's online community paper. And with Bull City Hangout, basically I tell you what's happening today in Durham. And then I invite you to join me on camera, share information, shoot the breeze, whatever. So let's get started with the school tools page because it is lunchtime. So with it being a Thursday, that means that you can get free lunches from Durham Public Schools. They have different places where you can pick up free meals for young people ages 18 and under. Also, Durham County has a program running concurrently. They have different places where you can pick up lunches. So read about that on the school tools page. Okay, and the reason why I pointed out Thursday, by the way, Durham Public Schools has meals available a week's worth at a time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. All right. Also, let's see what's going on elsewhere on the school tools page. Let's see. Empowered Minds Academy. They're having their information session today. So this is a very special school. You can learn about the mission, philosophy, and beliefs about this learner-driven model school. Really exciting. So today, of course, it's going to be online. So at 6 o'clock, you can go ahead and learn all about the Empowered Minds Academy. They serve young people ages 5 to 13, if I have that right. All righty. I think there's going to be a science adventure tonight. Let's see. Or today, rather, not tonight. There it is. So the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences, 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟, and the Prairie Ridge Eco Station, they are co-hosting the Introduction to 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 show, and that is all about the wonderful science adventure, science observation program called 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 for young people from K through 8. So it's really fun and exciting. So check that out. It's going to be a free online event. You can learn all about that. Sign up and attend from 4 until 5 this afternoon. All right. Now let's go to the word page. I think I need some sweet tea from Chicken Hut. Excuse me. Okay. Let's go to the word page. That is the government and nonprofit information page. As always, I will mention, as long as it exists, that the city has a water hardship fund, and that is for people who have fallen behind in a water bill. Read about that on the word page. Also read about the county, how they can help you as well. There is the Low Income Energy Assistance Program, also known as LEAP, and this is for one-time payments to help you with your heating bill. You don't have to be behind in your bill. You just have to know. And like I said, I've said this before, they're very lenient, in my opinion, on what they call low income. But if you know that your bill is going to be high because you've had the heater on all month, then you can sign up for this program and help the county help you. There you go. Also, the county has the HOPE program. It's called Housing Opportunity and Prevention of Evictions program. Okay. And you know what that's about. That's about preventing you from losing your home or your apartment. So be sure to get that started by calling 211. But first, read the article and see what paperwork you have to get together for that. All righty, let's see what else is on the word page. Durham Technical Community College's Small Business Center, they list all of these wonderful free webinars, and I attended one last night. It was so good. Oh my goodness. I didn't even know that you could create videos with Canva. Canva, C-A-N-V-A, is a wonderful graphics program. I use it. You'll recognize it when you look at the ads in the Durham Skywriter. Once you get familiar with Canva, you'll say, oh yeah, Pat created that with Canva. I didn't know you could do videos though. So that was a wonderful workshop. Boy. So let's see what is on the list for today. Let's see. At 3 o'clock, the Small Business Roundtable, Do's and Don'ts, Business Pitch. And they'll probably teach us how to talk about our businesses in a really quick way and also in a real punchy kind of way. Alrighty. Also today, did I tell you the time? I'm sorry, 3 until 4, okay, do's and don'ts, business pitch, and then from 6 until 8, how to market your small business using YouTube. Yes, definitely attend that one. Yeah, I think I might go to that one. Yeah, and then I think there's another one. Here's another Canva workshop from 7 until 8:30. What's new on Canva? Create engaging business marketing content. So all of these are free. So register, sign up, attend these. These are so awesome. They take questions. I mean, this is real life stuff. They just don't throw a movie up there. I mean, they're actually there with you. Although they might be playing some pre-recorded content, they're right there answering questions. And boy, I'll tell you, last night's was excellent. Alrighty, so that's 3 workshops you can sign up for. And now let's look down at SCORE. SCORE is the Service Corps of Retired Executives. They know everything there is to know about business. They have free mentoring and free workshops. And today, credit card processing secrets that will save your small business big money. That starts at 1 o'clock. You might want to sign up for that one. That's a real good one. That sounds good. I might want to check that one out as well. Okay, let's go to the health page. It's called To Your Health. Now, I just posted just a couple of minutes ago. Let's see, where is it? I just finished washing. I mean, it just ended, like right before, like 1 minute before I went on camera. A wonderful, it was like a panel discussion that Duke University hosted called How to Convince COVID Skeptics. It just ended. And so what I did, I posted it on the health page of the Durham Skywriter. You might want to watch that. It was so informative. So hats off to Duke. Also on the health page, let's see, I have your COVID information, your quarantine information. If you need help from the state, if you have to be under quarantine, you can get help in terms of groceries, childcare, medications, transportation, etc. Read about that on the health page. Now, today is a huge day in the world of work when it comes to healthcare, because today is the day for the Triangle Virtual Healthcare Career Expo. It started an hour ago. I do hope that if you're looking for a job in the health industry, you might want to check this one out. It's free, it's online, it's ongoing, it's co-sponsored by the Durham Workforce, let me start again, Durham Workforce Development Board, NC Works, Capital Area Workforce Development, and the CARE Workforce Development Board. So yeah, until 4 o'clock, be there. Check it out right now. All righty, let's see what else is on the health page. Of course, I have your COVID-19 test information. Let's see where Optum Serve Health Services is today. With it being Thursday, that means they are at El Centro Hispano administering free COVID-19 tests. And El Centro Hispano, that's until 6 o'clock. They do have a drive-through available. McDougall Terrace and Oxford Manor, both until 4:30. And at the MAC, they have drive-through service available. You don't have to have lived there, but you just have to be there. That's where the tests are being administered. All righty, I think that's it for the health page. Let's go to the health events page. That's where you click on the big blue button at the top of the page and check out the support groups. Let's see. Today is the 10th. Okay, so the next meeting of the Duke Dementia Evening Caregivers Support Group, that's going to be this evening, 6:30. It's online and it's really great. I have attended in person, and I like the idea of it being online because it's so hard to get away when you're caring for someone with Alzheimer's. So anyway, you get to share tips, and then you can learn tips. You can get really good, useful information on how to care for someone with Alzheimer's or dementia. Again, at 6:30, it's free. Just register and go. It's a Zoom meeting. All righty, let's go to the senior page. There's one thing happening. Oh yeah, I want you, if you do like special events and you're older and you know about the Durham Center for Senior Life, which is downtown, of course, they have virtual programming and they're starting to have programming also out in the parking lot, which is pretty cool. So here's the thing. If you love Christmas, you might want to register for this one. Enjoy the drive-through winter wonderland. That's going to be next Thursday from 4 until 5:30. They're going to have holiday scenes, special giveaways. They're going to have, they would like for you to, if you can, donate an unwrapped gift for a senior in need. So that's really nice as well. They're going to have live holiday music, caroling, and a holiday light experience with a tree lighting ceremony starting at 5:15. So obviously they don't want the parking lot crammed full of cars. So you probably want to register as soon as possible for that one. That's going to be a good one. All righty. And of course the instructions, phone numbers right there on the senior page. And I guess while you're at it, you might as well register also for the noon Year's Eve celebration. That's going to be on Thursday, the 31st, New Year's Eve from 11 until noon. So that's really cute. It's going to be on campus right there. I'm saying campus, but right on the in the parking lot of the Durham Center for Senior Life. So, oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is different. Oh, this is really cute. This is really cute. Okay, it's from 11 until noon, but it's not on site. This is at your house. Here's what you do. You have to call and ask for a party pack, and they send it to your house, and then everybody joins online at 11 o'clock on New Year's Eve and celebrates. That's even better because then they can accommodate more people. I like that. So be sure to do that. Call and ask for your party pack from the Durham Center for Senior Life. I don't know who came up with that. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, let's go to the praise page. Boom. Let's see. There you go. There's one thing happening today. The 11 JCC, the 11 JCC, they're hosting an online community Hanukkah candle lighting. It's going to be this evening. I bet it's going to be really, really pretty. It's going to be from 5:30 until 6:30. So you can tell why your menorah is special to you and then light a candle together with the community. I love that idea as well. You know, this COVID-19 isn't all that bad. I love at least the idea that we're able to share things with the community. I love this. So this is going to be, again, the community Hanukkah candle lighting from 5:30 until 6:30. All right. Okay, let's go to the legal page. It's called Legalese. I think the city council meets today. Yeah, the Durham City Council meets today. They're having their work session from 1 until 5, and you can watch that via YouTube and Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, all kinds of different ways. Read about that on the Legalese page. All righty, let's see what else is on the legal page. Oh yeah, Legal Aid NC. I think they have a workshop today. They have these wonderful free webinars and they answer questions and they also tell you how they can help you with legal representation. So today's topic is employee rights, and that's going to be from 2:30 until 4. Learn about employment at will. We're in an at-will state. Right to work, discrimination, and retaliation in the workplace that does happen. And also eligibility for unemployment benefits. So check that out. There's going to be a free webinar from 2:30 until 4 online. Read about that on the Legalese page. All right. And if I'm not mistaken, you can watch on Facebook and ask questions if you want, but you can also watch on Zoom and actually participate. All righty. And then tomorrow's Friday. So that means Free Forum Friday from 11 until noon, where they talk to you or to us about what you want to talk about. You bring up the topic and they can guide you in a very, very general nature. Again, from 11 until noon. Okay, the last page we will be visiting. Oh, wait a minute. Let's not leave out sporting life. So Sport and Life, the sports page. Okay, so Wrightwood Park is about to get a huge renovation, facelift. That's on Anderson Street. So if this is your local park, Durham Parks and Recreation would like for you to fill out this survey. They want to know what you want in terms of playground equipment and features. So if this is your park, tomorrow is the deadline for filling out the survey. And you can take the survey in either English or Spanish, which is really nice. So construction will start in July or August. They're going to study all the surveys, and then we'll see what happens. Hopefully, Wrightwood Park will turn out to be a wonderful playground for the young folks and maybe even the older folks as well. We'll see about that. Yes. Also, Durham Parks and Recreation has a lottery system. Tomorrow's Friday, so that means Lake Mickey and Little River can be visited only by people who have won the lottery because they want to keep us safe in terms of unmotorized voting or non-motorized voting, whatever it's called, and also fishing on the bank. So enter the lottery today, and then at 6:30 they'll choose the winners and send them texts, and then you'll know that you can go visit and hang around and play in Lake Mickey and also Little River. Oh, or I should say or Little River, not both. All righty. Let's go to the Let's Go page. That's the calendar of events page. And right now, as we speak, the Nehemiah Christian Center is giving away free lunches until 1 o'clock. They're on Mangum, downtown. Also, the Durham County Sheriff's Office, they have their rabies vaccination clinic for pets. Let's see, 2 until 3:30. It's $10, exact change. All righty. New Visions of Africa restaurant, free meals from 3 until 6. They're on Fayetteville Street, next to W.D. Hill. And of course, I told you that about the community Hanukkah candle lighting. I'm rushing too much. Slow down. The community Hanukkah candle lighting from 5:30 until 6:30. Okay, Desi L. Campbell's Let's Talk Genealogy from 6 until 6:30. Learn about looking up your family history. That's online as well. And I told you about the Empowered Minds Academy's virtual information session at 6. And the Living Arts Collective. Wait a minute. I need some more sweet tea from Chicken Hut. Delicious. Yes, the Living Arts Collective and the Harlem Bay Collective are having their West African dance session. It's going to be from 6:30 until 7:30. It's $10. Pay online. The whole event is online. And I told you about Freeform Friday, tomorrow at 11. And then, oh, that's it. Okay, now the weather. It's really nice out. It's 61. It's sunny. It's going to be partly sunny and 63 today. Perfect. Tomorrow, 64 and partly sunny, which means, yes, I will be at the bus terminal on Pettigrew tomorrow from 3:30 until 6:30. I'll be playing old school dance music and whatnot, but also lots of holiday music as well. That will probably be my only opportunity to play holiday music this year, and I'm going to take advantage of that. Hope to see you there with your mask. All right, that's pretty much it. If you would like to join me on camera, that would be awesome. The link is right there. It looks like Guy R. Cook from the Guy R. Cook Report is waiting in the wing, so be sure to check him out. His podcast is all about, what do you call it, SEO and making the most of your website, etc. Okay, let's check him out. Let's see what's new with Guy R. Cook. Guy, what's new? Almost had a glitch there.
Yes. Well, we'll have to write a letter to Macintosh and say what's going on. Because they're mostly to blame for that. Because I know you'd never do it wrong. You know, because you're drinking sweet tea, which is
from Chicken Hut.
Yeah, a little plug there. And years ago, when I worked in radio, every Monday we would get a dozen donuts from the donut shop here in Walla Walla.
Mm-hmm.
And that was years ago. That was like in the late, no, let's see, probably 85, maybe 84.
Mm-hmm.
the place is still there.
Wow.
It's just, it's amazing. Now, if you want to share my screen, I found.
Wait.
Oh.
You mentioned donuts. I have a donut story.
Uh-huh.
So I used to work at a law firm in Chicago. I was a legal proofreader.
Okay.
And I worked third shift, so we usually left in the mornings at, I believe, 7. So on Friday night, Saturday morning, or early Saturday morning, one of our clients was Entenmann.
Oh.
Yeah.
So good.
On Saturday mornings, Entenmann would deliver dozens of boxes. I'm not kidding. They would line the hallway with boxes of goodies.
Were they day old goodies, or were they right
those
off
things?
The truck?
It was right off those.
Oh wow!
We're talking.
Hey, speaking of wow, what's your shirt say? Your overshirt says
it
wow.
Says wow.
Yeah, just that's it.
I got that because there was a character on Doctor Who.
Ah.
And I think she was a companion of the Peter Capaldi Doctor Who character.
Okay.
And her name was Bill. And I really dug that she had wow on her jacket because that's how I feel about life. That's my outlook. So I got a bunch of these. I have a bunch. I can send you one if you need one.
No, I don't need one.
Wow. So,
well, my mindset was World of Warcraft. That's the big popular online game. So that's what I thought the wow. I thought on the back there was a big emblem for World of Warcraft and your character, and you know.
It's just my outlook on life.
Yeah, okay. Wow. Well, I'll give you a wow. You want to share my screen?
Okay, let me share. That looks familiar.
Yeah, it should look familiar. I found this on the Word page, Bull City Hangout. So now you'll have to incorporate this into that transition when you move from Durham Skywriter to Bull City Hangout. Okay. Just a thought. That was it. But the wow thing I got for you today. Let me go to that tab.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean by transition though?
Well, when you do the segue between the end of the Skywriter, when you're talking about the things going on in Durham, and then you want to invite people to the hangout, that's a transition, a segue. Yeah.
Well, it could be. Yeah.
So here's the freebie link for you today.
Created with Canva, by the way.
Yeah, that one I would have to check that out. I didn't know about videos with Canva easy, but you make it sound like it's easy as cake once you learn the.
It's drag and drop. The timeline is right there on the page. You don't have to go anywhere. And then you could expand and truncate the footage easily by just dragging, and it's incredible. It's incredible.
The link today, and I got the link in the chat there, openstreetmaps.org.
Oh, okay.
This was a result of an ad that came up in Facebook this morning before you happened about the new free maps you can get for Adobe Photoshop. Oh, you have to have Adobe Photoshop to use the plugin. Well, not all of us can afford Adobe Photoshop. So what's a free alternative? OpenStreetMap.org is it.
Okay.
What I love about this map system, not only is it around the world, this is showing America, but you can use. I used it first for France for winery locations. Long story, I won't go into. But anyway, the thing that's cool about this, you know how when you go into Google Maps and it's got all the little mom and pop stores are located on the map. OpenStreetMaps doesn't do that. You get the city, the street names, Bazinga, that's it. And then you put in your locator, like this is where you get a hold of the Durham Skywriter, and poof, you put a map in there. If people need to find out directions of because they want to drop off ad copy or whatever, or they want to go down to the bus terminal and hear you play music, you can use it for that. It's a great tool.
Okay, so it's like Google Maps without the commercialism.
Yeah. It's the way Google Maps should have been if they had a good filtration system.
Okay.
But there's something that troubles me too on the Earl today.
What's that?
How far are you away from Fayetteville?
Fayetteville Street or Fayetteville, North Carolina?
Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Fayetteville, North Carolina is, I believe, an hour and a half away.
Okay. Well, here's a link that came up.
Okay.
You know those mysterious obelisks they've been seeing?
No.
Those stainless steel towers that just poof appear. Nobody knows how they get there.
No.
Oh, well,
What?
they first discovered one out in the boondocks of Utah. They were looking for a bighorn sheep study. It's a three-sided stainless steel tower just out in the middle of nowhere.
I did see that.
Yeah. Well, this is one. You see the buildings in the background? That's in Fayetteville, good buddy.
Oh.
That's an hour and a half away from y'all's neighborhood. I'd be checking that out. Now I went in. Oh, I looked it up on Greyhound. You could ride the bus down there for $36 and get a clue, or at least get a selfie. You know,
somebody's behind this, though.
Well, let's hope it's good guys. You know, it's not aliens. But that would be a whole show you could do with the Hangout. Just what's everybody's opinion about these monoliths?
Actually,
you know, are they put up as a joke? Is it an antenna for alien invaders? You could, if you have enough cups of, where's that place you get the sweet tea? Chicken Hut.
Chicken Hut.
You have enough cups of Chicken Hut sweet tea. Your mind could run wild with this.
Might be able to lure them if there are creatures inside. I can lure them out.
Well,
but it's kind of funny you're saying Fayetteville, because if I'm not mistaken, the webinar that I attended last night emanated from Fayetteville. It wasn't the
Canva video one.
Yeah, I think it was from Fayetteville.
No,
because different community colleges.
Do they have a link for that Canva video that's got how to do it? Record, like, was the session you attended recorded?
Yeah, they send the attendees links to the class, so you can watch it again, and I can send it to you if you need it.
I'm more out of curiosity.
For me to do so. Yeah.
I've got a really good. Eileen Smith told me about Screencast-O-Matic, because this desktop is a Windows powered desktop, and so I use that for most of the recording, like when I do the podcast episode and so forth. But it would still be cool. Okay, guy, calm down. Turn that off. It would still be cool to see how Canva does it. Maybe I can incorporate some layers out of the Canva video that I create, like an intro screen. Somebody said I need to make a better introduction for the podcast, because usually I just say, "Hi, I'm Guy. This is the Guy Cook Report," and that's what else do you need, right?
The intro to TV Skywriter is basically, let me see. It's a shot of a building, and then dancing letters saying TV Skywriter, and then my voice recorded 3 times saying, "Hey, it's time for TV Skywriter." All of that in 3 seconds. Because nobody wants to see a 20-second intro.
Right.
All of that in 3 seconds. You see the building, you see the dancing letters, you hear me say, "Hey, it's time for TV Skywriter." And it's 3 voices blended together, so it sounds kind of cool. 3 seconds. That's all you need.
Well, if you don't get them in 3 seconds, you're not gonna.
Exactly.
That's just their expectation is to find the TV Skywriter, and you say, "Yep, you found it." That's what I'm doing.
Let's go.
This is the Guy Cook Report. Just because
it kills me when people have these intros, so they have photos of them, all these photos, lasting for like 30 seconds, and I'm like, "Will you start the show, please?"
Right. I've dropped more than one podcast because they go on for like, oh gosh, I've seen some that would go on for 3 or 4 minutes.
You're kidding. What the heck?
And talking about, you know, this is my dog, and he had puppies, so it's a she. And
oh, you mean those intro? Not you don't mean like
yeah,
a
it'll be like 2 or 3
pre-record.
people at the desk simultaneously talking back and forth. They're there to talk about some technology thing that caught my eye.
Okay.
So I said, "Oh yeah, I want to learn about that. Like I want to learn about Canva video."
I'll tell you what I really
doing it within a few seconds. I'm gone.
Or you can skip ahead. I hate when they're sitting there like this. They're like, just wait for people to come in.
Yeah.
Hi, John.
Oh yeah, when they do the Periscope. Oh, there's so and so. And so yeah.
Tell us where you're watching from. That's an old trick. I'm like,
yes.
So let's get to the show. Disrespect people's time, but I do understand that they don't want to do all that talking to just one person. You know, I understand that. But my thing is, you have to keep in mind that people are going to be watching the replay. And in the case of Bull City Hangout and also TV Skywriter, I have to admit, practically all of my views are of the replay. Nobody really drops everything. Oh my God, Pat's on. No, I usually get only people on the replay. That's just the way it is. I mean, sometimes, well, depending on the day, sometimes I get live viewers as well. I usually get at least a few, but most of my views are of the replay.
Right.
So, because people are busy.
Well, they're trying to be. I meant to ask you, have you got a new chair today? Or did you reupholster your chair or something? Because I seen a patch of blue over your left shoulder that
is the purple cloth that I throw across the TV set.
Oh, I see.
Because without it, you see this glaring.
It's not your chair; it's across the room. I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I position myself in such a way that you don't even see the TV.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make that a new challenge. The goal is to have Pat hide the TV.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Sometimes I don't hide it. Sometimes I don't mind the glow, but.
Yeah.
No one's asked about it, but for the most part, I think it's a good idea to cover your.
That's like this clutter back here, this madness called my
fishing
cave and this got
fishing hut.
There's times, and I can thank Bruce Turner from Virginia, that you set up a divider. It's just a little bamboo room divider, like you would change clothes behind back in the old days in the movies. Remember when the starlet would go behind the screen? And close. Well, it's similar to that, and it basically covers up all this stuff that's going on. And there's times when I'm thinking, "Oh, I need to do that."
Bamboo.
Now, the other option I've got, of course, is people are saying you need to get a green screen. I'm going, I don't know if I want to go through all that chore. That's just like.
It has to be lit correctly.
Because my episodes are maybe 2 minutes if it's a big one.
Yeah, you don't need all that.
Now, here's a thought. The other day I read a thing, and I'm going to explore this some more. The other day I read a thing. Make your podcast, the free version, a short little, like a trailer for a movie, right? Just an introduction. I'm going to be downtown playing music at the bus station, Bazinga. More details if you're a subscriber and go to the Pity Pat group on Facebook.
Or the Patreon page. That's where some people lure folks to get money.
And then they give you $1 and you send them a link to the map and to the last week on the show, we had a video because you can make videos with Canva now, right? So there you have it.
Now, speaking of TV, I'm actually going to be interviewed and showcased on TV tomorrow. Spectrum. I heard from a young lady named Victoria. She's a reporter with Spectrum TV. And I guess they want to do something on my little DJ Pity Pat Christmas music thing tomorrow at the bus terminal. So that's going to be fun.
They're not going to interview you about the Durham Skywriter?
Well, they were told by the person, by Connor from Downtown Durham Inc., that I also published the Durham Skywriter, but they're interested in DJ Pity Pat. I mean, they might mention when she's not doing journalism.
Yeah, they could.
I can't tell them how to write the story, but they're more interested in DJ Pity Pat.
Well, we could always get a link in the
Of
group.
course, I could wear a Durham Skywriter shirt. I'll probably
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
true. That's true. That would be a shameless plug. Maybe a visor, you know.
Yeah, I'm just going to wear my hot pink
Yeah.
Durham Skywriter shirt, so it cannot be missed.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's how I'll do that.
Now, was that hot pink shirt the one that you got as a gift from someone, or you bought it yourself?
No, I actually have a bunch of Durham Skywriter shirts that I was intending on selling a whole T-shirt line. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So I bought a bunch of samples for myself. So I have like turquoise, orange, pink, all these different colors and a few different really cool designs as well. I actually have a I Heart NC shirt. I Heart New York. I love New York. So I have in the same font, I Heart NC with the Durham Skywriter logo. That's going to be a cool shirt, I think. When I need to come out with this T-shirt line. I really need to do it. I need to do it.
Well, a long time ago, when somebody got invited, I think it was Nixon, got invited to go to China. First U.S. president to go to China in years. So he didn't know. He didn't know what the etiquette was. What do I do when I go to China? So they beat the bushes, and they found out the only guy from anywhere that had been into China since Mao Zedong took over was André Malraux, a French philosopher.
Okay.
So I looked this guy up, and the one that stuck with me, and this goes back to your T-shirts, Andre said, "Ideas are not meant to be thought, but lived."
Okay.
So he's the guy that told Nixon how to bow and whatnot and so forth. But anyway, he, being a philosopher, he has all these, I'm sure, a whole book.
Pithy sayings. Now, this might not be true anymore, but I heard that it's polite to burp because that shows appreciation. That's probably not true nowadays. Maybe in some other
I've
era.
never heard that one. I think before I get to the firing squad, I want to say, well, Pat Murray told me about the burp thing. So if you're going to shoot somebody,
if I'm right or wrong, let me know. Leave it in the comments below.
Yeah, we'd sure like to not be shot for this, but
but suppose it shows appreciation for the food. So
well,
we'll see. I don't know.
The one I heard about showing appreciation for food, and this is from France. You leave part of the food on your plate. You don't clean your plate all the way off 100%. You leave some morsels on there.
As much as French food costs, you can leave some on the plate.
Well, yeah. If you can afford to go to Paris, you can afford to leave food on the plate. Anyway.
Why would you leave it on the plate to show appreciation?
This is the signal to the chef that you really enjoyed his food. Now, to me, that seems like
it's backwards.
Backwards, yeah. I would send him back a cleaned off plate to say, yeah, this was way good. Yeah. Yeah, licked clean.
Yeah, okay. Well, if that's how they want to do it. Now, my parents went to Paris back when I was a kid. And mom told us, where did they go? Some fancy restaurant. Starts with the letter M. Maxime's. They went to Maxime's.
Okay, this reminds me of the Jim Rice story from Beverly Mahone yesterday.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And there's no price on the menu. So when they were asking, well, how much is this and how much is this? And they were like, if you can afford to eat here, you do not have to worry about the price.
I love your French accent. That's how they talk, huh?
So we'll just have the appetizers and water. No, they probably, because my parents, they loved to live. So I can't imagine how much their meal was, but yeah.
When I used to think I could win the lottery, it's my Paris story. Cindy, the grocery clerk, would sell me the ticket, and she said, every ticket I sell is a winner until they have the drawing.
Oh.
And I said, well, if I win, we're going to have lunch in Paris. No, not Paris, France. Paris, Illinois.
I thought you were going to say Paris, Texas. Yeah.
Well,
wow. There's a Paris, Texas, too.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh, man. Paris is a cool city. I've actually been there.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's kind of a funny place. People say that French people are haughty and stuck up. I don't think they're stuck up. I think they're very to the point and practical. They don't waste time. Like Southerners, how you doing?
Yeah.
Hope you're feeling fine. Come on in.
Yeah.
They don't. No, they're just like, good morning, sir, ma'am.
Yep.
Is that all? When you go to Dollar Tree and there's somebody like, did you find everything you're looking for? Did you know the so and so's on sale? Or whatever,
Yeah.
In Paris, it's like, is that all? Or rather, c'est tout.
Yep.
You ring it up. You give your money.
Sure.
Next. So they're not stuck. They're just very practical.
Yeah.
They don't waste time. To the point.
The only place I've been to in recent history that's out of the country was Vancouver, Canada.
Okay.
Think of this, if you ever get to go there, find somebody that's a local that's not smiling. They are the most friendly, smiling, how can I help kind of people. Oh my God, it's like it's almost too much.
I like that. I
don't have a look on your face like you're trying to find something, because you'll get help right away.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
In our town, yeah, it's really a fun place. We went. The one thing I'll remember, well, two things I remember from Vancouver. They have this big closed-in building. It's like a big jungle, and I thought, well, it's going to be a plant thing, like a greenhouse. Mm-hmm. No, it's like a greenhouse, except it's populated with the smallest monkey in the world. These monkeys are only like this tall. You got to go in there and look. And finally, you'll see one move. And you'll just go.
That's wild.
Yeah. And then the other one I saw, and I think it's because my father-in-law was a logger, they've got a miniature, fully operational sawmill set up. The whole thing is only like maybe 5 feet wide, and they got little logs like the size of a pencil that are going in, getting split, getting the bark peeled off, and then they cut it down and everything. It's just wow. That was awesome. Yeah. So that's two things.
Speaking of good customer service.
Oh yeah.
I was visiting Shedd Aquarium in Chicago one day, and I was captivated by this funny looking fish. So I'm looking at the fish, and all of a sudden, bing, this teenager pops up in front of me. Did you know that the pufferfish can expand to size six sizes?
6 times its size.
Thank you. 6 times its size. And I was like, oh. And so I learned about this program. They have this program where they teach teenagers everything there is to know about fish. And they walk around looking for targets. So if you hesitate, like you said, if you hesitate for a moment while looking at something, they figure you're interested, and they'll give you a fun fact.
If you're not tying your shoe, we're going to talk to you.
I just thought that was the cutest thing.
So then did you start stopping and staring at other things once you learned that?
Actually, I was so impressed with the teenager, I went and learned about the teen program. They take me to your leader.
Yeah.
Made a story out of it. Yeah.
Well, one last thing. Mm-hmm. Last night, you know how as you get older, you see new things, new technologies come about. Mm-hmm. I live in little old Walla Walla, Washington, down the southeastern corner of the state. And it's, don't tell the locals I said this, but it's a rural town. It's a farm town, kind of on the big side, because everybody
I'm sure they know
comes here to get their stuff, whatever they need. Mm-hmm. I went to the clinic yesterday to get my INR test from my stroke. And as I'm walking down the sidewalk, off to my right, I see a charging station for electric vehicles. And I said, wow. I mean, I was very wowed by that I even lived long enough to see one of those. I remember back in the day. Yeah, absolutely. It was a definite one of those moments.
We had those at all the public libraries.
Yeah, well, if you'd have told me, most charging stations. So I Googled it and looked up. how many places you can charge your electric car in town? There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
It's not just one spot, because that's the first one I've actually seen.
Some people actually, when they're going places, they like long distances, they actually look to see how many, who can accommodate their car.
A fellow I know in England, Keith Milner, he's a consultant for telecom. He's a big shot. His company got him an electric car, and then the British government installed the charging station in his garage for no cost.
Excuse me?
Yeah, the company's paying for the lease on the car. That doesn't cost him anything. And the charging station was put in at no cost by the government, because they're trying to encourage use of electric cars. And Keith oftentimes would say, this is before the pandemic and everybody's housebound. He would look on the map. He had an app on his phone that would point out, well, if you're going to go from your house to here, that's over 80 miles away. He could go 80 miles and then need a charge. So he would find out where all the charging stations were before he set off.
That's cool.
But he said the problem with the electric car, he never got to drive it. His wife would steal it every morning.
Just hide the keys. Come on.
Yeah, she'd have to go downtown to the office, and then she'd just hop down, and because Keith worked from home, he didn't need a car.
He was steering. Come on now, be fair.
Yeah.
I wish I could get sponsored to drive a electric car around covering stories. That would be awesome.
Well, just find a good grant writer.
They're so quiet. You don't even hear them approach.
Well, that's the bad thing about quiet cars. There's some people that their Cadillac, gas engine Cadillac is so quiet. If the dog hadn't heard it backing out, I would have got run over because I didn't even hear it.
Whoa,
my hearing is that bad.
Oh, wow. Did you hear it? Speaking
about the people that worked stage security when they were younger for rock concerts, we're all deaf now. Yeah. Yeah,
I should have warned even when I was starting out as a DJ, I wore ear protection. And now I realize all I have to do is to sit behind the speakers instead of having them behind me. So So I have no problems with hearing loss, because thank goodness. I do know people who've been in radio for a while too who have hearing loss as well. And I think it's best just to direct the sound away from you.
Well, here's the weird thing. When my first incident of hearing loss was occurring, it was only in this ear. And the hearing doctor, when I went to get the test and stuff, this ear was fine. He says, I don't understand it. I've never seen anyone that lost hearing in only one ear. And the only thing I can think of is I used to have a rack mount Linux computer set up off to my left just to be the router. There's programming stuff anyway. It had a huge noisy fan, and it set off to this side. And I'm thinking that fan, after months and months, must have done the damage. So only way I can guess is why one ear would be bad and this ear would be good.
Wow. And did you know I am planning in a few months to get the new M1 MacBook Pro? I'm waiting for things to shake out first, because even though people are very excited about the new MacBook and the new chip, there's a few things that still bother me, and I need to let things shake out first. For the most part, programs that aren't optimized to work with the new chip. For example, I use Final Cut Pro, which is an Apple product, so it works perfectly. However, there are other programs like Adobe programs that you
use that aren't compatible with the new chip.
Well,
because Adobe wants you to buy the new version.
Well, what they have is something called Rosetta 2, which is a translation type program.
Yeah.
The problem is with me, even though people are pointing out, that's fine, it's just whatever programs that aren't fully compatible will run fine with Rosetta. My thing is, once all of these programs are optimized, how will that affect storage? And also, people are saying, don't bother to get the 16, what's it called, GPU? But the 8 is fine, because now they have this new way of
16-bit processor for GPU.
Yes. And so now they're saying, oh, just get the 8 because the 8 is now pretty much the same as 16 because of the new chip and whatnot. And they said, don't even bother. My thing is, well, once all of these programs are optimized, and I have several programs open at the same time, I might wish that I had gotten that 16 instead of 8. I don't know.
I've always counseled people to buy the most computer their budget will give them.
Okay.
Because the day they buy it, they're just going to start working on the next version anyway. Whether you got the latest and greatest 16-bit GPU whiz-bang MacBook, there's a guy that's in the lab that's working on the 32-bit. Okay. And he's probably got a note scribbled next to that. When I get the 32-bit nailed down, the 64-bit's next. Because it goes in those increments. Yeah.
In the early days, my first Mac, I had an external hard drive, 20 megs. That's all I needed. That was 60. It was a 60 meg hard drive.
Oh, that was huge.
And I was like, oh, come on.
The first Mac I ever touched when I was considering getting one, booted up from a 3.5-inch floppy.
Yeah, floppies.
And they were giving me, I think guys ready for a Mac and blah, blah, blah. And then they told me the price of the printer was $500. The price of the modem was $130. And I went, no, you guys just went outside of the box. I said, I'm not squandering an inheritance to buy a computer. So you know what my first computer was? A Commodore 64. Did everything I needed to do.
A friend of mine had that, yeah. Actually, they said the Commodore 64 saved whatever company put that out, that saved that particular.
That was the name. Commodore was the company.
Okay. Because also, didn't they put out who put out the Amiga? That was Commodore too.
Same, yeah.
Because I think the TV stations use the Amiga for their, I don't know the word.
For video library, yeah.
The words and the third, what do you call it? Lower thirds and titling and stuff.
Remember the sci-fi movie Babylon 5? Where they were out in space at a space station? I've heard, I never saw it, but I've heard they had 5 Amiga computers working simultaneously to make all the CGI effects and stuff for that show. And I don't know if that was just a Commodore fanboy that was telling that, or if that was the gospel truth. Because, like I said, I never, I'm one of those. I see it, I believe it.
So with all that creativity and innovation, I guess all those guys went over to Apple, or what happened to Commodore?
I don't know.
They must have gone somewhere else because.
Well, I've heard they're coming back. That a company in France has bought the licenses and stuff, and they're going to bring them back.
Okay.
I mean,
remember the Timex Sinclair?
Yes. The TI-99, yeah.
One of the early computers, and of course everybody remembers the what do they call it? The Trash 80, the Radio Shack.
The TRS-80, yeah.
Yeah, I think they call it the Trash 80.
The difference between the Commodore and IBM, was the way they formatted the hard drives. All the hard drives back then were formatted separate and unique from the way that Commodore had to do it.
Oh.
It was you either had a GCR formatted hard drive or an MFM. MFM it's like, remember the days of VHS and Beta?
Sure.
Well, MFM was the VHS that came to be the final end result.
Okay.
GCR was what Commodore was compatible with. I knew fellow geeks that were able to construct a interface to use a hard drive with the Commodore 64.
Okay. I want to test something while you're here with me.
Okay.
Guys. I'm going to test.
Oh, if you step away, I should do a facetious comment. I just say, hey, computer, Pat stepped away. Tell me a joke. It's got the screen up, but no talking.
I think you gave her too
Computer, tell me a
command.
joke.
Why did the alligator cross the road? Because it wanted to be by you.
Oh. Good one. Good one for New Orleans.
Yes. Okay.
I want to see if I can connect my earbuds instead of my. I saw a guy on the news today, and he had AirPods instead of wired.
You can hook AirPods to your phone. My wife does it all the time.
Let me see if it works during the show, though.
Oh. You might have to change the settings on
the AirPods.
Like whatever your default audio out is.
And now I'm going to check my controls. Audio, speaker. Whoa. Whoa, it doesn't recognize them. No.
StreamYard doesn't have an option in the settings?
If you're talking, I can't hear you. No, I guess not. No. Okay, back to the earphones. Okay. Put those back in. Say something, Guy.
Something, Guy.
Okay, I can hear you. Good.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I didn't work.
Jokes I told while Pat couldn't hear us, we don't tell her about them, okay?
Or maybe I have to set it up before the show.
It could be that, you have to restart the StreamYard session.
Probably.
All of the values that you put into the memory have to be erased and restarted.
Yeah. So I'll try that for tomorrow. No big deal. I just wanted to see.
It's a curious thought. It's an interesting idea.
Well, I mean,
many of the Hollywood people that are doing interviews, with their talk show host, have got earbuds instead of a wire like you've got.
I saw a news guy, and I was like, that actually looks cool. And I had forgotten that I even have these things. So, yeah. So I think after we go, I'm going to try to reconfigure and see if I can get these to be recognized. And, yeah. All right.
Oh, and one last thing. Beverly Mahone was on last night. Late last night. She commented something. And I said, don't forget Jim Rice from the Boston Red Sox. She goes, aha, I'll never forget that.
I guess not.
And then I said, well, what's your website address? And I looked at her webpage and I said, Beverly, your website's not mobile ready. She goes, I don't even know what that means. And it's WordPress too. And I said, she doesn't even know what mobile ready. What's that? I said, ask your 14-year-old grandson. He'll know.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because on Google, that they audit the sites by order of if they're mobile ready or not first, and then pick the litter after that. So
what happens?
That puts you on page 8 of the search results.
Wow. So when you checked out her page, did you have to, it simply didn't work? That meant you had to pinch and expand in order to read the words and that kind of thing?
Well, I wasn't on my phone. I was on my desktop.
Okay.
So I just used that website audit tool, Lighthouse, that comes in the Chrome browser. I showed you that before.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen websites like that where you're on your phone and then you can't even read the words and you have to expand it and turn it sideways. And
I'll give you one better than that. The test that Google has within the Search Console to see if the site's mobile ready, Route 6 Tour passes. And they say, yeah, this page is mobile ready. But it's one of those ones you have to scroll out with your fingers to make it to read. Okay. And so that's a puzzle. The
only thing I don't like about the Durham Skywriter mobile version is that, although, like, for example, let me just show you the health page. I think I mentioned this to you before. Okay, so let me go to the health page. Where is the health page? There it is. So, although I have laid it out kind of nicely, I think. So I have a title, and then this is like 2 columns.
Right.
So you can read all the information here.
Yeah.
COVID update, the test, etc. And then concurrently, there's a sidebar. The only thing is on the mobile version, this comes under this. So you have to do a lot of scrolling.
Yeah. You have to go way down to the bottom to get to that stuff.
So it's the only thing I don't like. So that made me think that maybe I might have to move the health events button to this side. And I think I'm thinking about doing that.
Or put it into the header. Put it right below that graphic at the top.
Yeah.
Just add a little bar underneath that. Replace the button.
I might do it because I don't want people to scroll like for a half hour looking for the support group.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I might do that. And it's the same with the sports page as well. I also have a big green button on the sports page. Same thing for the
Yeah, you can put that underneath the header. See where you got that buy me a coffee?
Mm-hmm. And then
just have a button right below that. This is the sidebar. Click here to see the sidebar.
Yeah.
Just like a menu. You can create a menu, sidebar menu, and have it be right there.
Yeah. So it's good to explore your own website online and see what everybody else is saying.
Oh, yeah.
So you can experience what their experience and make corrections as needed.
Because user expectations are important. And I think that you've identified one. If they get on their phone, and many people do, you can see it in your stats, and they go to the page and they've got to wipe it out to make it big enough to see stuff, or if they want to see the big blue button on the health page, they got to scroll clear to the bottom.
Yeah.
That's a user expectation not being met, and more than likely they're going to go away. And that's considered bounce rate. And in search engine optimization, one of the stats they measure with is bounce rate. You can have the fastest website in the world, right? But if you don't meet that user's expectations, like if they want to find out where's the monolith in Fayetteville, North Carolina, I heard about it, but I want to see more information, and they're not finding it on your page where they expected to find it. But being you're in Durham, you're not going to have Fayetteville news. Anyway, they're going to go look on Google for Fayetteville headlines to find out that scoop.
So here it is with the smartphone. It's all in one. It's all in one line.
Yeah. See, buy me a coffee is right there at the top. Then you can just put the button right below that.
Yeah. I think I'm going to do that.
I mean, whatever works.
But I really think it's very cute, and it's even more. It's even better sideways. It fits really nicely. The font is nice.
On the subject of user expectations, you've got a button to go to the YouTube channel on the homepage for Durham Skywriter. Click here and you can see the YouTube.
I think so, yes.
Okay, you do.
Oh, okay, okay, yes, I do.
And you don't have one for Facebook. And that's easy as cake to do, to just make a button and link to your Facebook page.
Wait a minute. Okay, just a second. Just a second here, senor. Let's see. Let me go.
Oh, this is an interlude. This is time to tell another JOKE. Oh, no. When she's got her finger in her ears like this, and she's not testing the earbuds. She's plugging things up. So I don't do that.
I'm clicking on stuff. Okay, let's see. I have. Let's see. Uh-oh. I think you're right. Wait a minute. See, I used to have all of my social media on the neighbor goodies page. Where'd it go? Yeah. See, this is why.
Just a second. I gotta pat myself. Attaboy. Good job.
This is why you gotta check yourself out online. I don't know what I used. Okay.
You know, it's a good thing to do is and we won't pick on Beverly Mahone too many more times because she might show up. But it's live. The page.
It's live on my neighbor goodies page because I have a widget that embeds the code for Twitter.
But if you have a friend, a relative, your sister in Chicago, for instance, say, hey, I just made a new look. Like when you add the menu bar for the sidebar underneath Buy Me a Coffee, for instance, throw that in the pond to see if it floats with a test page, because you always back up everything before you change it. Because then if you want to go back, you got the backup. And have 2 or 3 people look at it and get a consensus of how they feel it's going to perform. Like I was using a plugin for WordPress on one site, and you can run a test in the website audit to see which one of your JavaScripts are not being used, but just a little tiny bit. And this thing was only using 14% of it. The rest of it was just hogging up bandwidth and doing nothing. So I took that plug-in out.
Yeah.
And it sped the site up. And now I'm getting,
lightning speed.
Anal-driven lightning speed. Yep.
Okay, cool. Very cool. I think I showed you this before.
Okay.
But do you see this little, let's see.
I see icons.
This icon is the Durham Skywriter. It's not a real, I don't have my own, what are those called? Icons?
Yeah. A favicon, you mean?
I don't have my own app, so to speak. There's no Durham Skywriter app. You go to Durham Skywriter, but I don't have a physical app. Like there's a public radio
you could get an app that's as simple as reading the RSS feed from your Durham Skywriter page.
Here's how I want to show you. You open up your website on Safari.
Okay.
And you save it. They said, do you want to save it? Where do you want to save it? And I asked for it to be saved on the desktop. So in essence, this is the Durham Skywriter app. It says Durham Skywriter. And so you can click on it as if it were the Durham Skywriter app. Anybody can do that. Anyone who doesn't have their own app can open their website on Safari, save it to their desktop.
If they have a Mac.
Well,
I don't use Safari. It's got so many issues with Safari.
I'm just saying,
almost a cuss word at my house.
Okay, I'm only telling you how to create one app. So basically, you have to be able to use Safari, and I think you can use Safari with Android as well. But yeah, that's how to create your own app if you don't actually have an app. So try it out at home, Guy R. Cook. You can have a Guy R. Cook app.
Well,
you don't have to.
And I don't. It's not because it's hard to do. It's just I don't do it because it's not necessary. The GuyRcook.com is just one page.
Yeah,
so
but in my case, I want people when they look at their phones to say, "Oh yeah, Durham Skywriter. Let's see what's new." Because out of sight, out of mind. If you want to remind people that you are in the space, you want to ask them to do that. I mean, I don't have my own app, like I said. It's going to be a while before I have my own actual app.
Well, do you have an RSS feed?
I don't think so. And I think you explained that to me before, but yeah.
Find out if Weebly cranks that out, because if they have an RSS feed, you can build a web application app off of that RSS feed, easy as cake.
Okay.
It's going to take you about 10 minutes. The hard part of making an app is making the icons, I think.
Yeah.
Because they want you to have so many different damn sizes to fit every screen. Like to make it fit on web TV, you got to have this size. To make it fit on Apple products, you got to have this size. I said, why can't the old expression one size fits all? They get it in clothing. Your WOW sweatshirt is probably a one size fits all. And why they don't do that with application images, I don't know.
This simple workaround that I described is for people who don't want to be bothered with all that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get back to work. I'm going to visit a couple of my advertisers today.
Okay. And, how's the digital media kit coming anyway?
I've been looking around. I need to finish it by next week.
Yeah.
I've been looking at Pinterest and trying to figure. That's why I went to that Canva class.
Right.
Because I need to put together something that's attractive.
As an advertiser, let me ask you.
Prospective advertisers.
If I'm a potential advertiser, let's say I'm going to run an ad for the Guy R. Cook Report. The first question I'm going to ask you, not if you're in Durham, not if you're on at noon, I'm going to ask you, how many views do you get for your content? Because if I'm going to put an ad in there, whatever ad locations you have.
Well, that's going to be part of my media kit.
Yeah, the media kit's going to have to say, what third-party audits do you have for your traffic? Not just the ones you do yourself, but, well, according to company XYZ, we get this many traffics. Like Chartable or Eileen Smith turned me on to one just by accident. She was talking to, who was it? Steve Dotto, famous name. And down at the bottom of the Dotto page that she refers to, there's a little link there to go to vidIQ, VIDIQ.
Oh, yeah.
vidIQ statistics are now a part of the Geyer-Cook report because I put videos on.
Yeah, you told us about that one.
And so every time that you can pick up a third-party audit that you have no control over, they're going to give the gospel what your downloads are. Then you have.
Okay. All righty. I better get to you. Okay. So I'll see you real soon, Guy.
Okay.
Thanks for dropping by.
Adios. Okay, and everybody else, remember, Jim Rice played for the Boston Red Sox in the 80s. See you. Bye.
See ya. Hilarious. Okay, that is it for today's show for Bull City Hangout. If you'd like to join me on another day, please do. And please send the information to the Durham Skywriter. I take information. It's never too late, unless, of course, the event is over. Let me show you where to send the information. You can always send information to durhamskywriter@gmail.com. And, of course, follow me on Facebook at Durham Skywriter. All righty. I think that's pretty much it. Yes, it is. So I will see you tomorrow. Ciao for now. I'll see you tomorrow at noon. Again, ciao for now.